Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining today, joining D&H on this Epson webinar. My name is Kevin Shem. I'm the National Business Development Manager for ProAV and Collaboration. So my goal is to really help our partner base be equipped to tackle the space, uncover new opportunities, and find new revenue opportunities as well. Today, we're honored to have Epson come and present to us and give us a guide with success, as they've seen a tremendous amount of growth within the projector space. So the team is just going to take you through some of the new innovations and help you to uncover new opportunities within the space. From the Epson side, we have Marky Bada, who's the Business Development Manager. And presenting today, we have Franklyn Miller. So Franklyn is a technical wizard behind the salesperson. Franklyn specializes in bridging the gap between technology and sales, ensuring customers and resellers have the knowledge and confidence to make informed decisions. With nearly a decade of experience with Epson, he provides the pre- and post-sales technical support, conducts the product demonstrations, and leads training and consultations. He thrives on educating, problem-solving, and delivering technical insights that drive business success, and his goal is to ensure customers and partners get the most out of their technology investments. Over to you, Franklyn. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for that wonderful intro. I am very honored that you have invited me to give this presentation about how we can help you be successful in your pursuit of selling Epson projector solutions. First, I want to start with what the display industry is today, because there's still a lot of misconceptions about projection that we really do need to overcome. We'll then talk about Epson as a company and why Epson projectors specifically, as both of those are the reasons why customers choose us. Now we get into the meat of the presentation about where we've been successful, because this is going to give you examples of where you can pursue with your customers different avenues of using projection. As we move into, we're going to talk about our latest generation of meeting room and medium to somewhat high brightness PowerLight L series. I will tell you, this is the lineup that one should go to as soon as someone starts talking about projection, as they have a lot of great features and capabilities in a compact size. Lastly, how do you work with Epson? That's going to be through our ImageWay Partner Program, and then we'll open it up to questions and answers. So when we look at the state of the display industry, we're noticing larger images. People want to create not just regular rectangular displays in the middle of the room, but now use the whole room, all of the walls, to place us in different environments. With larger displays and having people stand closer to the image, we're looking at higher resolutions so we don't see the individual pixels as we move closer to the image. And we're seeing lots of different specialty applications growing, from experiential, using projection as backdrops for school auditoriums and stages. But the end of the day is viewers want that large immersive experience, and that is something that projection can do versus other technologies. People still think projection is lamp, big, dim. You have to use physical slides. That's projection from 30 years ago. Today, we are looking at smaller, brighter, lampless projection solutions with advanced features to allow those immersive experiences happen today. So projection has drastically evolved in terms of brightness, reliability, and capability. Now, in terms of why Epson and why Epson projectors, we need to take a step back and learn who Epson is. We are formerly known in Japan as Seiko Epson Corporation. You can see the numbers there. They tell that for themselves as to who we are and how large of an organization we are. If you've heard the term Seiko somewhere else before, Seiko watches, we are the manufacturer of the components that go in Seiko watches with a large global presence. As you can see, we have lots of different offices and subsidiaries in the US and South America, with manufacturing capabilities in the Americas as well. This is who we are. This is the heart of Epson. But what's important for you is the purple, that enduring partnership. We are not going to just sell you a box, move on to the next reseller. Our goal here is to be that long-term partner for display solutions that you feel comfortable enough, if you're not already selling us, to be the go-to projection partner, not just from selling the hardware, but from helping you spec out the projector solution, to giving you and your end users the support they need if something was to happen, and help you grow your business as well. So we're not looking for in the 6 months, 1 year type of relationship situation. We want to be your trusted display partner. But that's not the only thing Epson is known for. We're looking at also how we can minimize our impact on the environment. And you'll see that is the one highlighted in blue, one of the most important aspects of who we are, as that is part of what makes Epson Epson, is how we reduce our impact. And next, we're going to have a simple video that talks more about what we are doing today and what we are going to do in the future in terms of our environmental impact.
Earth, our home, a home we share with millions of species. In order for life to thrive, we're all dependent on the health of our planet. That's why we, at Epson, are deeply committed, as we've always been, to doing our part both within the company and with our partners. As a result, our environmental strategy includes fundamental business decisions as they relate to our interactions with air, water, land, and energy. Here at our Epson America headquarters, we are Cal Green Code compliant, ENERGY STAR certified, and equipped with solar energy technology. Epson takes water conservation seriously. We engage in processes like soil and groundwater remediation, and we work toward the reduction of water usage by using recycled, non-potable water in all our manufacturing processes. It's in our DNA. We manufacture efficient, compact, and precision technologies, or shōshō-sei, as they're known in Japanese. Finally, we consider energy consumption across all our technologies and products. Our workforce enterprise commercial printers use less energy versus comparable color laser printers. We, together, in collaboration across public and private sectors, in partnership with like-minded individuals and companies, will continue to strive on improving lives while preserving this precious planet of ours. Epson.
It's always nice to hear a great video and a feel-good story, but I think this says what it is. Forbes Japan saying we are the #1 most sustainable company in Japan. Considering all the different manufacturers and all the different types of organizations, this is a very high achievement. But we're not just stopping there. As we look towards the future, at 2050, becoming carbon negative and non-renewable underground resource free. To me, that is a very big challenge, and I believe our organization is going to meet that. So as you're looking at your customers who are concerned about who they are sourcing their equipment from, we have a great environmental story that we can talk to them so they feel comfortable knowing that we are partners in them in their environmental pursuits. As we more talk forward about who Epson is, we are a leader in research and development. In fact, in projection, we spend about $1 million a day on research and development for projection, as we see that as a key core technology for us going forward. And you can see all of the other rankings in some of our product solutions that we have. And because of that, we have market leadership in a lot of different products that we sell, including things like timing devices, which you'll see used in automotive GPS systems, SCARA robots, which are used for manufacturing. In fact, we created these robots for our own manufacturing facilities for things like our projectors, and realized they were so good there was a demand in the customer market. So you can see how Epson goes after markets to be #1 in the places that we play. And we're able to do that in projection with a couple of different ones. One is our large lineup of projectors. So we can address a lot of different environments, from small meeting rooms to classrooms to interactive systems. We have projection solutions that are going to work for your customer. The second thing is about that innovation in projection. We are the only organization that uses a 3-chip solution for amazing color that's been road tested throughout the years with over 100 million 3 LCD chips shipped. Now, how this compares to the competition is important, as many competitors who compete against our lineup use a 1-chip solution. So you can see on the right how they have to filter out the colors sequentially that can impact the quality of their image. So as we look at what projection looks like today, we're comparing 2 different projectors. And if we look at the images, that looks okay. But when we look at a different image, you can see there is much more vibrant color. Less details are lost. If you look at the fur on the bird, in that area that looks red on the right, that is completely lost on the image on the left. And the image on the left is that 1-chip solution versus Epson's 3-chip solution, which we use in every single one of our projectors. So we have an extensive lineup, great color reproduction, and then a team behind you for technical support from myself on our pre-sale side, to our advanced product support team, to webinars on our products. There are a variety of ways that we can support you as you start selling our projectors. And in terms of our advanced product support and my team, we are actually trained by our product managers and engineers in Japan who actually do fly over to the US to do these trainings. So we have direct relationships with those who are even more intimately knowledgeable about our projectors. So with that, where has Epson been successful? Where have our resellers been successful? Well, let's first look at classrooms. Classrooms, it's important to have large image sizes to make sure everyone stays engaged in the classroom. And we call it see better, learn better. 160 inches, which is what one of our extreme short throw projectors can do that you see in the large image, can do a 160-inch diagonal. That is going to keep every student engaged, as all the text, all the image is going to be clear and large enough for them to read. With our solutions, large image sizes and the ability to work with our solutions or third-party solutions to get student content up on the display. So now the classroom becomes a 2-way engagement instead of the teacher just presenting. Now, teachers love their wall. We've heard this from many road shows that we have gone and visited schools. They don't like losing whiteboard space. With projection, not only do they not lose whiteboard space, but the technology is out of reach, so it's in a much safer location. And like I said, we can keep the whiteboard. So here's an example of a school in Tuscaloosa, I forget what state it's in, excuse me, where they looked at interactive flat panels, our interactive projector, and they went with BrightLink. Because as a laser projector, they have that high reliability. They have the ability to do different image sizes depending on the classroom, so they can standardize on one item. And with our 3-year next business day warranty on these projectors, we're able to make sure they stay up and running should anything happen. Another example is going to be from a state university. With laser projectors, they're able to power up very quickly, so there's not any downtime as we switch the projectors on and off. We've introduced laser projection in now the vast majority of our lineup. going all the way up for you guys up to 8,000 lumens, so you can address very bright areas and have larger images. Another school that looked into interactivity, Muskego Lakes, which is in Michigan, the ability to use an existing whiteboard to have interactivity in a large image was important to them. And you can see that happening on a regular traditional whiteboard using the pens from a BrightLink interactive display. As we look into new projector opportunities, as we look in what we call immersive spaces, where the imagery surrounds you to give you a better visual learning environment for schools. They call that social emotional learning, as you have a better reaction to the imagery around you. We look at signage, what we call experiential signage, where we're turning commercial buildings and spaces into an art gallery, into the beach, to be able to bring people to places they may not be able to go before. And an example of this is Temple House. Daniel Davidson actually started out in his home. This is his 9,000 square foot home that he has turned into an event space using Epson projectors. He first started out with our lamp-based projectors and has graduated up to our PowerLight L series, which are projectors that are small and compact that we're going to go over with, that are able to do everything you see here. As we move into sports simulation, golf simulation is a growing market, looking to be about $3.5 billion market by 2030. With the ability to put projectors in different locations, either closer and further back, we're able to address the specific needs of simulation experiences that our projectors can do. When you combine that with our 3LCD technology, the mountains on a Vista golf course aren't going to look dreary. It's going to make that person feel they are actually on that golf course playing, for example, Pebble Beach in California, which is a very, very difficult golf course and expensive one for someone to play. As we look at corporate environments, we're seeing a radical change in the types of displays and aspect ratios that the customers are looking for. With Microsoft Teams having this new front row experience to be able to support hybrid meetings and do what's called meeting equity, where I, in the meeting room, can easily see my remote participants as opposed to them being a tiny half-inch image. And we support that 21:9 aspect ratio on all of our laser projectors to allow them to use front row in a wide variety of rooms, from small conference rooms with extreme short throw projectors you see here, all the way up into larger conference rooms with the projectors we have today. And that's important because display size does matter. Small images will only work for people sitting up close. We've had a great white paper that talks about why display size and how the human eye works in order to see images in text, and why it's important to make sure we get the correct image for the correct space. And Avixa has great industry standards on setting this as well in order to determine what's the image size for the furthest person in the back with how high people's eyes are to get the right image at the right height. When we looked at that meeting room, that extreme short throw or super short throw projector, that 810E, allows those small meeting room environments to still get large images, larger than what you would be able to do with a flat panel without extensive construction work to support that flat panel. But at the end of the day, the number of options that we have in our lineup is what our customers like, because they know when they go with our extreme short throw projector, a small classroom projector, our interactive projectors, all of them are going to have the same quality and same build that they've come to trust and know, or even as they switch and look at us from different solutions, know that they're going to get the image size and the brightness that they need for their content to stand out, not the technology to be a distraction. As we move into our latest line of projectors, our new and improved PowerLight L series, we've taken features from our interchangeable lens projectors, like our configuration tool, our advanced multi-projection tools that can help places like Temple House do their projection blending. And we put that in more smaller, compact, precise, and efficient solutions. So Pro Series performance in a portable platform with our PowerLight L series projectors. Some of the ways that these stand out from our previous generation is the ability to address more installation opportunities. And this is where, if you're already selling projection, this is an opportunity for you to grow and talk about Epson projectors, as this new lineup supports a wide variety of throw ratios that can introduce you and get you into new environments where you normally wouldn't be able to install a standard throw projector. Golf simulation is one of those examples. Golf simulation likes a 1.0 throw ratio. We now have solutions for that. For floor projection, think of a developer who's developing a high-end apartment building. They can project a true to size floor plan, for example, with a shorter throw or combination of our shorter throw projectors to allow their potential buyers to walk through and understand the flow of their potential new purchase. But what it boils down to is, like I said, pro level performance in a portable body. We're going up to 8,000 lumens, which overlaps with some of our higher brightness interchangeable lens projectors. So there's opportunity there for you to address those brightness levels that you weren't able to address before. The cost of these versus the brightness is very economical. With that 20,000 hour light source and filter life, very high reliability with virtually maintenance-free operation. And of course, what we just talked about, that wide throw ratio coverage. We talked about the markets that the standard throw projectors, when we showed you the education, especially with our BrightLink, meeting rooms with that 21:9 aspect ratio. But let's not forget about corporate lobbies where they want to enhance their experience. In fact, in our own corporate lobby in California, we actually have a wall, a floating wall, projecting digital art from a world-renowned artist called Rafiq Anadol, using weather and mathematical calculations to create the image. So as you look at your corporate customers, ask, what are they doing in their lobbies? Are they doing any renovations to their environments to make them more welcoming, as those are opportunities to start introducing projection. You'll see a lot of the same target markets for short throw, just smaller environments where we need the projector closer. You look at the example in the lower right-hand side, a hallway where I don't have a lot of space or depth away from the screen, but I still want large images. We can now address those with this new PowerLight L lineup. Now, with short throw projectors, there's always been a trade-off between getting the center of the image focused and the corners of the image focused on projectors at this price and brightness range. I am here to tell you we don't have that problem. We have two types of focus on our short throw PowerLight L projectors that allow us to get the complete image in focus. So we don't have that issue with getting quality images up on the screen. As these PowerLight L projectors are starting to ship our new 90 series, or L6, 7, 8, 90 series, you'll notice on this image that there is no VGA input. So we're starting to remove legacy connections as we see more and more customers who are looking at this line of projectors, either using HDMI or for longer cable runs, they're using HD-Base-T. So still supporting the connection types that are going to be used today and in the future. Installation flexibility is important. I may not be able to get that projector dead center, both vertically and horizontally, to the screen. So with lens shift, I have the capability to move the projector's lens around so I can install the projector off center without sacrificing image quality, as this is not a digital correction. As I talked about pro level performance on compact projectors, we have tools that work with that optional pixel line camera, like our Epson professional projector tool, that can do all of the items you see on the left. If you or someone you know has done any type of projector blending, one of the hardest things that takes the longest time is screen matching, getting our colors and the black levels to match across the whole image. What could take hours with multiple projectors, these cameras can do under the right conditions, takes about 13 minutes. So significant cost savings on installation for you and your end user, which allows you to now service more customers in a day as well, helping you be more productive. Again, I mentioned HD-Base-T in this product. If you're not familiar with it, it is one cable using a Cat5 or Cat6 cable that can carry audio and video, connection to a network, and serial commands to the projector. So easier cable runs from the projector back to a transmitter that can combine all those signals into the HD-Base-T standard. So end of the day, our PowerLight L series, which you'll see in our line guide, the specific models, which is why I didn't show them here, because they're already in there with all the specs. We're going up to 8,000 lumens with that expansive throw ratio coverage to address new applications like immersive, golf simulation, and short ceiling floor projection. Lastly, that multi-projection support with our Pixeline camera system to make large, complex, blended installations easier and faster to install. So if that's all you remember about our new PowerLight L series, that's great. You have the technical specifications in our line guide. You have all of the resources at Epson that we're going to talk about next to help you with our partner program. You're not part of our partner program. It's called ImageWay. You definitely want to apply, as you will be able to use our special pricing programs for various customers. We'll be able to get deal registration, and if you choose to roll out a SPIF program where your company can just upload the PO purchases to our website, and we will send out the Visa prepaid card with the SPIFs on it and load it quarterly. So very little management on your end to roll out an incentive program to your sellers. In terms of those special pricing programs, you see there are a wide variety of ones that we have. Our most famous one is our education program called Brighter Futures. We have a corporate program called NCAP, but we have others to address faith-based organizations, government from federal to provincial to local, and growing that immersive and museum experience. All of this information and more can be found on our partner portal, which is epsonpartnerportal.com, which you will find more information in the packet that talks about our partner program that we'll be leaving with you today. But you can see all of the items up there. So if you need assets to create your own commercial marketing campaign with Epson, you have product copy, you have photos, product images up there, along with other advertising assets. you're getting a copy of the Partner Success Kit, which goes over in detail more of our partner program, along with links to our landing pages that you can easily share to your customers so that they can learn about our projection solutions as well. Now, in terms of actual people resources, we have various types of account managers, from our field channel sales to our inside sales to our end user account managers and myself from our pre-sales engineers. But I want to make sure that this is very clear. Epson does not sell our projectors direct to end users. We are channel focused on creating those enduring partnerships with our partner resellers. So that means those end user account managers, they are there just to advocate for Epson and work with you to help provide your customers and their specific end user accounts Epson solutions. So again, partnering with you to get your customers the information and the resources and the products they need to make an informed decision to sell and purchase Epson display solutions. So to bring this all together, we talked about how projection is back. It's not this large, dim, lamp-based system. We are now in the laser projection area. Small, compact, precise, brighter, with more advanced features, with higher reliability. I talked about who Epson is as a company, how we want to create those enduring partnerships with you and your end users so that good times are great, but if something happens during the bad times, know that we are here to support them and we are going to make things right so that they see the value in us in the good and the bad times, which every manufacturer goes through. Our lineup is very extensive to support various installation needs in various types of rooms. And with our 3 LCD technology, you get those bright, colorful images that people expect. We had examples of education, corporate, and immersive spaces, from golf simulation to event spaces, using our BrightLink ultra short throw projectors for interactive solutions in the classroom, in which we are coming up on what we call education purchasing season today. The PowerLight L series projectors, I consider them my starting point whenever I'm looking at a projector recommendation. From a price point, feature, and brightness level, that is a great way to start the conversation. And then you have our partner program, ImageWay, with all of the different pricing programs to really help you win business from a budgetary standpoint, to advertising, marketing resources, the ability to actually send out evaluation equipment to your customers free of charge, both shipping both ways paid for, so that they can see our products in their environment and make the most informed decision possible. So I want to thank you today. We are on our Q&A portion, and I see looks like there is one in the chat. And is there a plan to lower the quantities for deal registrations? Other projector manufacturers don't have a 10-unit minimum, so if I have an opportunity for 1 to 3 projectors, I go to another manufacturer to protect my design from other competitors. So one of the ways you can address that is, if your customer qualifies for one of those special pricing programs, that's an opportunity for you to use, as that is different from our deal registration program. If my colleague Mark, I believe he is on the line. Mark, if you want to talk about this question as well, while I see if there are any other questions in the inbox.
Sure. This has been brought up before, based on market sizes differences between Canada and the US. There's been discussion, but I've not heard of any changes forthcoming. So I don't want to, give you the wrong impression saying that it's going to change, but it has been brought up before, and we are looking into it. But as of now, it does remain the same as the US deal reg.
Thank you, Mark. I see that was question number 2. Was there a question number 1? I can't see that in the Q&A inbox. That was the only one. Okay, thank you, Austin. So I will say we can leave it open for, I don't want to have us all sit on a quiet mic, but it's 36 seconds into this, or 37 seconds into this minute. I'll leave it open for another 10 seconds if you want to put a question in the chat. Otherwise, we thank you for attending, and we hope to help you out. Please reach out to your account managers to help you engage with Epson, and also join our partner program if you are not an Epson ImageWave partner as well. All right, I don't see any questions in the Q&A box, so I think we can end today's session. Thank you very much on behalf of all of Epson Canada for attending, and we look forward to working with you soon.
Thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Please reach out to myself or any of the team members here at D&H. We'll be more than happy to help out in any way we can.